There we go. I'm live. I think I'm live. Let's get the show on the road, shall we? It's update day in Fallout 76, and we've got, I don't know, biggest update ever. A biggish update. How about that? Who do we have in the chat? Not that many people. Always short notice on these things because I try to get it as quick as possible. Hex, yeah, let me know the release notes are out. Pip, Angel, Robin, Big Empty, Rush, Jim. Welcome, everybody. Let's get right into it. Vent, hello. So yeah, Fallout 76, Burning Springs. I think we have update sizes here somewhere. It's interesting. Okay, that's there. All right, well, usually the update sizes are first, I guess. But here we go. Let's get right onto it. Hey, Bex, welcome. All right, welcome to Ohio. Update highlights, bounty hunting. Let me see, make sure my head's not blocking anything. That is good. Bounty hunting. Grab your duster, cowboy hat, and your favorite weapon because it's time for some bounty hunting. Explore Burning Springs, cross Point Pleasant Bridge. That is the only way to get over there, other than fast traveling to somebody on the map, which you can do as well. Cross Point Pleasant Bridge to enter a new land of rust and blood. Explore our largest map expansion yet. Okay. It's close. An audience with the king. Prove yourself to the Rust King, the ruthless ruler of Burning Springs, and the start of a whole... I think that's probably supposed to say is the start of a whole new storyline for Fallout 76. I have not done any of the story at all. YouTube always wanted me to put up ads. I haven't done any of the story, so I don't even know anything about it. New public events. Participate in 2 new public events, Gearing Up and Sinkhole Solutions. There's actually 3. I mean, because Headhunt, part of the bounty hunting thing, that's a public event as well. So there's technically 3 new public events. Rad new pet. Bring home a new friend from the wasteland, a rad hog. Season 23, Blood and Rust, a season for the Raiders. In works. Yeah, something like that. Oh, like maybe it's supposed to say in the works? I don't know. It is whatever. Might get off work early because of the weather. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so here are the sizes. PC on Steam is 28.8. PC Microsoft Store is 39.3. Xbox is 41.9. And PlayStation is 40. So decent sized update. A new region of the map is opening for those with enough grit to cross Point Pleasant Bridge. It's time for you to travel westward toward Burning Springs, taking place in rural Ohio. This is our largest map expansion to Fallout 76 yet. Become one of the meanest bounty hunters around as the Burning Springs update introduces bounty hunting to your Fallout 76 experience. A major new piece of content here to give you the opportunity to find and eliminate some of the area's largest threats. We're extremely excited to share that the Ghoul from the Fallout TV show on Amazon Prime will be joining us in the Burning Springs, voiced by Walton Goggins himself. The Ghoul will be your guide to all things bounty hunting, something everybody knew unless you've been living in a cave, I would think. Let's go, exactly, let's go. I do like this image. Like, I think they just as a general thing, they actually do a really nice job with their artwork for the season stuff. Like, this is a really cool, I mean, I would hang this on my wall. This is really neat. They do a nice job. Whoever their artists are, they're amazing. The main quest line for Burning Springs is just the start of your story in this new region. Planned as the beginning chapter for a story that spans multiple updates, this quest works as an introduction to characters that you'll end up spending more time with down the line. With a new quest line for you to complete, 2 new public events, the introduction of bounty hunting, plus a load of additional content including new fish and a local legend to catch, Burning Springs is our largest update since the Wastelanders back in 2020. Well, there we go. Are the servers up yet? Yeah, good question. Yes, they are. They are. If you can't get in, you've probably been banned. That's what that means. Welcome to Ohio. Burning Springs, a region of southeastern Ohio rocked not only by the nuclear destruction of the bombs dropping, but also the environmental poisoning from the local Abraxadine chemical plant. The area is now a desolate and barren wasteland with poisonous water and a dust storm coating everything in a toxin known as rust. I think the dust in the area actually, when you're in a dust storm, I think it actually does something to you, like it lowers your resistance or something like that. Who would ever want to call this land home? The Rust King is who would. That was a weird sentence. A super mutant with just as much brains as brawn, the Rust King is the unrelenting and unforgiving ruler of Burning Springs. He has twisted the land into his cruel kingdom where the only rule is might makes right. Players will cross paths with this monstrous monarch during the new quest line. He will task the player with proving their worth and braving the wilds of his wasteland. While barren, Burning Springs still holds pockets of life. Highway Town serves as a pit stop for the last of humanity. Built on a section of elevated highway, players will be able to rest and resupply here. Highway Town serves as the region's new social hub and last resort for survivors. Speaking of which, the Last Resort Saloon at the end of town also serves up bounty hunt contracts. There. Once you unlock the location, you'll be able to fast travel directly to the saloon for maximum bounty hunt efficiency. You can wander into Burning Springs by crossing the bridge in Point Pleasant. The quest line can be started by tuning into the Ohio Distress Signal once you've reached level 30. I didn't know that. I didn't know that the quest line was level locked. There you go. Oh, it lowers damage? I knew it had some effect on you. It was some kind of nerf on the thing. Rakdos, hello. Bounty hunting. Oh, by the way, for the anyone interested, I did post in the description of this video of the stream. Patch notes, a link to it is there. So if you want to read these yourself, you can do that. Bounty hunting. Mosey down to the Last Resort Saloon in Highwaytown if you're looking to put your gun to work. The Ghoul has set up shop there, providing piles of bounties to plunder. To start a grunt hunt, just pick up one of the posters off the table. There's plenty to go around, so you can repeat this activity to your heart's content. Each time you start a grunt hunt, a random location of Burning Springs will be chosen, and a mutation will be applied to your target. Watch out though, because these mutations are contagious. Enemies near your target will also benefit from the effects of the mutation. Plan accordingly to take out your target without getting overwhelmed. Adjust your build to counteract their mutation, or just go the classic stealth approach. Now, one thing I will say about these grunt hunts, they're not tremendously difficult in terms, like if you can deal with regular enemies, you can deal with these. They're not, I mean, if you could do a daily op, you can do them. It's the other ones. It's the headhunt. Those are the ones you may have to adjust to. If you're lucky, a grunt hunt target might drop a premium bounty poster. These will allow you to start a headhunt, an extra challenging bounty hunt in the form of a public event. Note, these are granted through the quest rewards and not found on the body itself. Just place your poster on the bounty board outside of the saloon to send the word wide. All players on the server will be alerted to show up to your aid when you do. Only one headhunt can be active at a time. Be sure to join any active ones before trying to start your own. There are dozens of unique headhunt targets, I think there's 30 altogether, across a handful of locations. Each has a unique loadout and posse protecting them, some with pretty wild and weird skills too. If you got an itchy trigger finger and caps to spare, the Ghoul would be more than happy to part with a premium poster for the right price. That price is 5,000 caps. Players will be able to track which headhunts they've completed from their challenges and earn a variety of unique rewards for doing so. Speaking of loot, bounty hunting is primed to be the premier path for legendary item hunters. Grunt hunt targets will initially appear as 1-star legendary enemies. As you complete more, they will eventually make their way towards 2 and 3-star. Now, a note on this, it's not guaranteed. So when you unlock 2-star, that means the enemy can be 1 or 2 stars. When you unlock a 3-star, they could be 1, 2, or 3. They won't just be guaranteed 3 or guaranteed 2. At least that's the way it was working for me. Headhunt targets will always appear as a 3-star legendary and are flanked by a pair of 2-star posse members. But most importantly, headhunts have a chance to drop items with new 1, 2, and 3-star legendary effects. Some of these will offer special bonuses for Ghoul or human players. Here we go. New legendary mods. As mentioned above, you'll be able to learn. You're pretty pumped? Well, I'm glad. I'm pumped too. I'm looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to it since the PTS opened. As mentioned above, you'll be able to earn items containing new and exclusive to bounty hunting legendary mods. New 1-star mods. I think it says exclusive to bounty hunting. I was under the impression that they were supposed to be with the Purveyor as well, but maybe that isn't going to happen. I don't know. New 1-star mods. Feral, which is for melee weapons, kills make you more feral. Snipers for ranged weapons gain 120% bonus damage to weak points while aiming down sights. Ooh, this seems like that would pair very well with Smart Shot, that one that gives you bonus while aiming down sight. Yeah. Adrenal, which is a weapon effect. 10% damage per kill while on a kill streak up to N%. I don't know if that means that it's just unlimited or, yeah, I'm not sure what N%. Maybe it just is unlimited. Maybe it just is a kill streak. Adrenal armor, which is plus 10% damage resistance while on a kill streak up to N%. Lucid increases damage up to 40% based on how full your feral. This is for the weapon. So Lucid is a weapon and armor effect. So on weapons, it increases your damage up to 40% based on how full your feral sanity meter is. So this is basically Gourmands, but for ghouls, same thing. Lucid on armor increased damage up to 6% resistance based on how full your feral sanity meter. And this is like Overeaters for ghouls. So it does the same thing, but it's based on your feral meter instead of your food and drink meters. New 2-star mods, pickpocketers, melee weapons, kills. Oh, I didn't realize this was only melee. All right. Melee weapons, kills have a 50% chance to award a small amount of caps. So I guess if you want to farm caps by killing enemies, that's a thing. Painkiller is an armor effect. Gain HP regen based on your kill streak up to 3 HP per second. Well, that could actually be quite potent if you're facing a ton of enemies. This could be something that might be good for like daily ops or something, something where you're going to be fighting hordes. Rushing, which is an armor effect. Gain AP regen based on your kill streak up to 3 AP per second. So the same as Painkiller, only for AP versus HP. Elementalist armor plus 5 to all resistances up to 25. And that is 5 to everything. It's like damage, energy, poison, cryo, whatever. I'm not sure if this is better than, I don't know. I'm not necessarily sold on this. I think 5, my personal opinion on this, I think 5 is too low of a number to make this more appealing than just going with like 25 poison or 25 fire on one piece. Fierce, armor only, not power armor. Fortify limb resistance while on a kill streak up to 10%, maximum of 50%. Okay, sure. New 3-star mods, glowing. Kills grant a small amount of rads. So this would be good for a ghoul. Every time you kill an enemy, you get some rads. I think it's 20 rads, if I remember correctly. So that's actually a really good 3rd star for ghouls. Healthy on armor, max HP increased by 20 up to 100. This is another one that I think could be good for ghouls, or if you're playing juggernauts, could also be good for that because you could get up to 100 more health. And if you're a ghoul, 100 health and 100 glow. So there's that. Reflex, which is an armor effect. It's only regular armor. This is not a power armor effect because it uses the evade mechanic, and that doesn't work on power armor. So this is a regular armor effect only. 2% evade up to 10, so full set, 10% evade chance. Active, which is an armor effect, max AP is increased by 20 up to 100. So just the same thing as healthy, only it's for AP instead of HP. And then we have Barbarian, +1 strength per kill while on a kill streak. So kill more enemies, get stronger, sure. Wonder if we even go into play today? I don't know. I guess it depends on how much. I mean, for me, it's still in the morning, so I'm assuming the servers will be up today, but you never know. We've only had one time when the servers were down, for a really extended period of time. So I would expect today, but who knows? New public events, gearing up. Have you ever wanted to help a Deathclaw prepare for its debut in an arena deathmatch? Now's your chance. The Rust King requires a new combatant. Your job is to head over to the junkyard and help the Beastmaster gather the scrap metal needed to armor up her latest tamed Deathclaw. During this public event, you'll fight alongside your Deathclaw in training against the Wasteland's wildest foes. Just be sure to keep the beast alive. It can't die a glorious death in the arena if it doesn't survive the junkyard first. Remember, you can heal friendly NPCs using the Medic's legendary mod. Don't have one? Well, luckily a new unique named weapon, the Stim Pike, which is a spear with a stim pack on the end, comes with this pre-installed. You'll have a chance to earn it alongside many other rewards by completing this event. Sinkhole Solutions. Fires rage beneath the surface of burning springs, and natural gas deposits occasionally breach the surface near places where the ground has broken. Willow, Willow, a resident of Highway Town, needs your help culling rad scorpions and stingwings that have gathered around a highly volatile sinkhole. These creatures are causing issues for the residents of Highway Town, so you'll need to head over to the aptly named Scorpion Lake to activate a stomper device to draw them out of the dens. Your objective will be to destroy their dens, all while dodging pillars of fire and navigating a blinding sandstorm. Also, stick around to the end to learn why rad scorpions aren't an apex predator. Yeah, on this one, you end up with like a bunch of 3-star enemies at the end. I think there's a couple of 3-star rad scorp, or like 3, 4. There's multiple rad scorpions that are 3-star and a couple of agua that are 3 stars. So this one can actually get you a pretty good collection of legendaries at the end of that event. Friendly fire should also work on the Deathclaw. It should. We'll see. Did they improve visuals? I don't know. All I know is what's in the patch notes, because I didn't notice any difference. But I will say I spent a lot of time on the PTS, but it was mostly in the new region. So it's hard to know if the visuals are. I mean, I have no point of comparison. I didn't spend a lot of time in the regular Appalachia map to know, and I've only seen the current version of the new region. So. New weapon, so yeah. I mean, it's a spear with a spear with a Medic's effect on it. It has a stim pack taped to the end or something. So yeah. Will we get a new event each hour? That's a good question. I don't know. If it doesn't say in the patch notes, then I won't know. But we'll see. That's what they've always done in the past. For some amount of time, whenever we have new events, they usually will run them at least for the first week or so, every hour or whatever. So I don't know. I hope so, but we'll see. Additional content, more fish. Assuming you can even find them, there's not very many either. The watering holes around Burning Springs are poisonous and irradiated, but that doesn't mean there aren't new fish to catch. Explore this new zone and find new fish, including a local legend to add to your collection. Yeah, there's a ton of challenges. Definitely look in the challenges menu when the game comes online, whatever that is. There's a whole bunch of new challenges related to Burning Springs. In fact, it has its own section, Burning Springs, for challenges. And I think quite a few of them are related to fishing, but there's other ones as well. But there's a lot of new challenges if you're into that sort of thing. Let's see here. Side quest, Dirty Laundry. Keep a sharp eye out for mysterious Abraxadine intel briefcases hidden all over Burning Springs. Return them to Bodhi and the city of Athens to take part in the Dirty Laundry side quest. Unlike other collectibles, these briefcases appear in specific locations once per player. You'll have to search every nook and cranny to find all 150. I haven't done this either. Schoolyard rumors say there's 151st, one hidden under a red truck, but we're pretty sure that's made up. As you turn these cases in, you'll help Bodhi unravel the mystery of his missing daughter and earn unique Abraxadine-themed rewards along the way. You'll earn a unique legendary weapon for completing the quest, which only requires finding about half of the total cases. But you'll get an even more powered-up version if you find every last one. As far as the VATS vent, that was... I don't know if it's in the patch notes yet because we're still going through them, but I did see a dev comment. Apparently that has been cleaned up. So the bugs that we were seeing with VATS in the live, was the live version of the game, should be addressed. Whether it's in the patch notes or not, I don't know. But they did make VATS works a lot better. It should be a lot better than it was. So they cleaned up some bugs, and a lot of those things that were showing you like 0% or whatever, it should be a lot smoother experience, but we'll see. Season 23, Blood and Rust. Closing Milepost Zero. All right. Yeah, closing Milepost Zero. The bandits roaming Skyline Valley looking for caravans to rob have proved themselves to be dastardly threats to the Blue Ridge Caravan Company, scaring poor Brahmin into going off track, leaving deliveries incomplete. For now, Milepost Zero will be closing shop and moving their wares to other vendors across Highway Town, awaiting a time in the future when things might be a bit safer for their operations. The rewards for Milepost Zero are now spread across the wasteland. Plans for the V63 carbine and mods, not carbine, have been moved to the weapon vendor Splint in Highway Town, which is right by the, in the bounty area. It's right there. It's just directly across the way from the bar. Mac in Highway Town will sell the following items: rolled Persian rug, Persian wall rug, makeshift wine rack, Norin curtains, Park Ranger supply box, Persian rug, Stargazer's telescope, lightning battery lamp, Norin A-wing. Now, it's saying it's selling these items. It's actually the plans for these items, not the items themselves. So if you want the plans for these items, that's where they'll be. Snow globes from Milepost Zero vendors will now be sold by Wendy in the Highway Town. She is a gold bullion vendor. Again, this is the plans for the snow globes, not the snow globes themselves. Spooky Scorched will reward the Lederhosen outfit and hat, Red Coat outfit and hat, and the Vault Girl, Vault Boy backpacks, which they already did. They were doing that during the last go-round, so that's been updated already. Holiday Scorch will reward all the Skyline Valley-specific snow globes. Oh, that's cool. All characters who completed a Bump in the Road Caravan intro quest will receive the title Caravan Investor immediately upon logging in. We will also be granting a pennant that can be used account-wide. Any character on the account will have access to this pennant. And characters that have completed the quest will also receive 2,000 gold bullion. Hopefully everyone's adjusted their bullion for that. Yes. The pennant will be granted during the first week of Burning Springs release, while players should expect to see the 2k gold bullion upon logging into the characters who have completed the quest. The quest, not then quest. Yeah, there's some typos here and there. We believe that bounty hunting delivers on the same promise of on-demand content with legendary enemies and great rewards in a more succinct and satisfying way. We love the Skyline Valley region and have some fun things planned. I will say I like the bounty hunting way more than I like the caravans. I think it's a lot more fun. It's a lot quicker. It's a lot, yeah. I think it is a much better system for repeatable stuff, and it is a lot more rewarding than caravans, I think. New camp pet, Radhog. One of the new creatures you'll find in Burning Springs is the Radhog. They're tough and fiercely protective of their young, so if you get too close, expect to be attacked. What would happen if you brought one to your camp? You would probably have the most adorably disgusting pet this side of the Ohio River. After purchasing the Radhog camp pet from the Atomic Shop, the Radhog bed item can be found in the Dwellers section of the workshop menu and its nose ring is in the pet clothing section of the armor workbench. New seasonal weapon, Dom Pedro. A new weapon is entering the fray. I have a video out today, so you should watch that. Dom Pedro is a hand cannon that can fire 50 caliber rounds or be swapped to 308. It has an explosive effect and can pierce enemies too, really sending a message to anyone foolish enough to stand in your way. There you go. Emote wheel. Whether you're hitting your favorite emote at the wandering traveler passing by in the hulking power armor skin, or trying to convince a level 30 vault dweller to pick up the loot you just dropped for them, emoting is core to the Appalachian way of living. In the Burning Springs update, we're reorganizing emotes so that more emotes can be equipped at once. We're doing this by introducing 2 new categories, social and performance, removing the follow me and team up categories and placing most of their emotes into the help and social, reorganizing the emotes into the miscellaneous so that more of them live in more appropriate categories like performance and taunt. With the work done here, you can now equip all your favorite emotes at once with little to no need to go into the atomic shop to swap them in and out. Yeah, unfortunately, that means you're going to have to relearn some of where your things are because they've been moved around, and yeah, it's a little frustrating, but one of those things. Gleaming Depths. Ugh, okay, here we go. Almost a year after its introduction, Gleaming Depths has proved to be an excellent place for players looking for an in-game challenge to push themselves and their builds to the limit. We're introducing a new weekly challenge for Gleaming Depths that can be completed by working through all stages of the raid. Your reward for doing so will be a 4-star legendary cache that contains 4-star armor, 4-star power armor, 4-star melee weapon, and a 4-star range weapon, so one of each. Once per week. To go along with the new weekly challenge, we're also redistributing the raid rewards, so the further you progress in the Gleaming Depths, the more enticing the rewards will be. We know this may cause some disruption to your local EN06 farming group, and you can still farm him, but it was never our intention to have one phase of the raiding experience be the source of some of the most coveted rewards in the game. In this update, we're also fixing numerous bugs and introducing quality of life improvements to make the raiding experience smoother for everyone. I have no idea what this means. This part, not a clue what that means, so there you go. Combat. 25 on Steam. Boo raid changes. I gotta say, Bazookovich, I'm kind of with you on that. I don't care for the changes they made on the raid, and I like doing full raids. Overall, if what was data mined turns out to be the way it's implemented, your 4-star, if you've been doing full raids before, you'll actually get fewer 4-star mods than you were before. So they didn't make it more enticing, but that's another thing. Combat. Combat in Appalachia has experienced a lot of changes since the Skyline Valley update was released last year. For Burning Springs, we're slowing things down to see how it all settles. We are making a few more adjustments to VATS to address the feedback we've received after the Fallout 76 camp revamp update. All in all, you should experience far less instances of VATS chance to hit fluctuate. Try that again. All in all, you should experience far less instances of VATS chance to hit fluctuations and targeting issues. And I could say this is true. I mean, on the PTS, VATS was working very well, a lot better than it was on live. So this definitely should hold true. Fix cryo slow being applied to players who aren't in PvP. Fix an issue where hack and slash could damage players outside of PvP. All right, camp. All items from the Mischief Night rewards now appear in the build menu. Build budgets of various items have been adjusted. Fix an issue which could cause the store scrap button to not work when pressed by the player. Straw goat decoration plans are now known by default for all players. Oh, that's cool. Fix an issue where camp pet interact prompt could sometimes display near the camp when it shouldn't. The bat plushie reward for Mischief Night should sorry, my tongue's in knots. The bat plushie reward from Mischief Night should now face forward in all displays when placed. The Old Glory fireplace is now buildable. Removed noticeable seams with the Haunted Mansion prefab. Fixed an issue which could cause some items to not appear correctly in the new tab of the build menu. Chems from the Fallout First Aid box can now be used to build camp objects. Fix an issue that prevented loud car. Hopefully that didn't come through too loud. Fix an issue that prevented objects from being moved vertically while building in precision mode. Fixed an issue with the Morse code poster. I'm guessing this is humor. Pet collar apparel can now be scrapped. Cool. All camps will be over budget. Yeah, I don't know. Events. Feral ghouls will no longer get stuck on the roof access door during Feed the People. I didn't know that was a thing. All right, well, there you go. Gameplay. Switching the equipped grenade will no longer reset the heavy gunner perk stack. For Bulletstorm? I didn't know it was doing that. All right. Fix an issue where the Cryolator wasn't counting as a valid weapon for challenges requiring an automatic weapon. Zeton drones are no longer susceptible to the bleed dot. Uranium extractions in the Uranium Fever event are no longer susceptible to bleed dot. Didn't know. Okay. Fix an issue which could cause mole miners during the event Uranium Fever to appear initially neutral to the player. Yeah, I experienced this yesterday. So that'd be nice. Get that fixed. Address an issue where enemy turrets in the pit weren't hostile to the player. In the pit. No, I've been in the pit forever, so I don't know. Camp Liberty. The glowing Yaoguai in the location now correctly counts towards kill a glowing creature challenge. Fixed an issue where anglers were considered mirelurks for a few challenges. The Satiated Legendary mod now correctly states that it works for human characters only. Satiated... What? Satiated Legendary mod. What is that? What mod is that? I don't know what this mod is. What is Satiated mod? Am I drawing a blank or is this what is this? What is Satiated mod? I don't know what that is. Either I'm drawing a blank or they put in the wrong thing here. One of two things is happening. But whatever. Fix an issue that prevented floating markers from appearing on targets marked with a recon scope. Fixed an issue which allows players to add too many players to a raid instance. Ooh, there we go. See if that's actually fixed, but who knows? Maybe Satiated is fully fed? But it said legendary mod. Satiated legendary mod. That's what I mean. It's like what legendary is satiated? I don't know. So nobody knows, right? Nobody knows what that. Okay, there we go. So I'm not crazy. It's just something that's here and okay. Okay. You know what? I bet this is Overeaters. I bet that's what this is. I bet this is Overeaters and it's supposed to, and it doesn't, maybe it's Overeaters. I mean, this is just a thing on the description, but maybe it's Overeaters. I don't know. I think that's probably what it's supposed to be, is Overeaters. And this Satiated was probably like the original, like the placeholder name, and it made it into the patch notes. I don't know. That's my guess. I'm guessing that it's Overeaters, but who knows? You know, it could be Rejuvenators as well, because that's another one that, yeah, I don't know. It's something. Willing to buy. Yeah, I don't know. Fix an issue that prevented players from fast traveling from expedition zones to Appalachia while over encumbered. Fix an issue that caused Assaultrons to spam their head laser attack. I've never run into that, but all right. Being a ghoul shouldn't restrict you from some instances, especially the ones that have ghouls in them. Oh, I agree. That's the disguise system, though. That's a whole other thing. Satiated Legendary effect in Fallout 76 is a 4-star mod that allows you to satisfy hunger and thirst by killing enemies. I don't remember ever seeing Satiated as one of the mods. Unless it's a new one or something. I don't remember ever seeing Satiated as one of the mods, but whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, perks. Ghoul-related perk card restrictions will now be updated in the perks menu upon changing into a ghoul without needing to exit the server. Fix an issue that caused 0 unused point to appear above full special categories in the perk menu. I like that. That was kind of annoying. Owned perks now appear as intended after exiting and re-entering the perk screen. Curator and Go with Salt now display the correct background in the perk card machine. Bullet Shield removed rank 4, and I think they adjusted it's a 3 rank card now, and I think they adjusted it down a bit. I think I could be wrong though. Bulletstorm, switching the equipped grenade will no longer reset the heavy gunner perk stack, which they already said previously. So yeah, it's a data mine legendary mod, so it's not a thing, right? Like it's just data mine, but it's not an actual thing that's in the game, right? He has a vid on Satiated, but it's not in the game. Okay, whatever. Maybe it's not even one of the new ones they mentioned. So I don't know. That's weird, but whatever. Miscellaneous. Moving on. New Kashine effects won't display debug effect text now. Capacitor mods will now appear on the recon version of the weapons sold at vendors. Fix an issue that could sometimes cause an infinite loading screen when re-entering the Sanctum during the pit expedition. Sanctum? Oh, that's Ashes to Fire. See, I never encounter that because I don't do that one. Fixed issue where vertical camera movement is sometimes disabled while in photo mode. Oh, good. This one's driving me nuts. Fix an issue where controls could become unresponsive when disconnecting and returning to the main menu. Remove duplicate Tricentennial Stein from Tinker's Bench crafting menu. Don't think you can make them. It shows in the crafting menus, like in the unlearned stuff. So it's one of those ones where it's there, but it's not there. It's so weird why it would be in the patch notes, but whatever. Players should no longer encounter bright lighting artifacts in the Overseer's home. What about everywhere else? Like, I've seen those in the Overseer's home, at the White Spring, in Huntersville. Hopefully it's not just there, but whatever. Fix an issue causing the Ghost Skeleton outfit to scale incorrectly in some cases. Fixed an issue causing Vera to repeat her greeting to the player unintentionally. Maybe she just has like brain damage and so she does that. Fixed an issue which could cause players to get stuck in an infinite loop when talking to Oberlin. Oh, that's good. The rusted coat of arms and mad scientist suits now correctly count as a costume. Fixed an issue with controllers that would cause players to accidentally activate a ping when tracking a quest via the HUD. Never ran into that. Fixed an issue which caused a superhero landing to occur from lower heights than intended when jumping in power armor with the marsupial mutation. All right. Fixed an issue which caused debug text to display when viewing the salty title in certain languages in the Atomic Shop. Fixed an issue that would cause the Epsilon Squad to spawn incorrectly if the player dies while they are exiting their pods. How would the player die while they're exiting? Okay. Screenshots are now color accurate to in-game visuals. All right. Yes, quests. The quest One of Us will now correctly start for ghoul characters upon completing the Bunker Buster quest. Fixed a quest marker for the nightclub poster at the start of opportunity knocking. I need a drink. Fixed an issue where the Vampire Samurai combat knife could not have its custom skin removed once applied. Increase the explosion damage done by the fragmentation grenade Merv. Explosives, grenades. Quantity on the HUD is no longer incorrect after closing the raid's reward screen. Whacker Smacker is now Whacker Smacker. Whack? It was misspelled. I didn't even realize. I never caught that before. Address an issue where the automatic receiver for the Handmade didn't maintain its proportional fire rate. Difference between the Handmade and other rifles? I'm not sure what that means. I'm assuming that means it's either going to fire faster or slower than it does currently. I don't know though. I wish it was a little more specific with this. This is very generic because I'm not sure what. Yeah. So the Handmade is going to have a fire rate that's different. It's either going to be higher or lower than it is now, I assume, based on that. Fixed an issue that caused the shield icon to appear and no damage to be done when bashing with certain weapons. And I got to remember, make a note. Hang on. I got to have a look at the Handmade when the servers go up because I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Fix an issue that caused the shield icon to appear and no damage to be done when bashing with certain weapons. I've seen that actually a number of times. Bashing, nothing happens. Atomic Shop paints can now properly be applied to the M79. There are paints for that. Okay. Workshops. The Black Bear recliner should now correctly play its sound effects when interacted with. Monongah Power Plant Yard Public Workshop now displays the correct resources on the paper map tooltip. It's now easier to place workshop objects without getting the cannot place item is not visible error. The Corvega wall poster set should now appear correctly aligned in the workshop menu. Don't nerf your Handmade. I don't even know. Patch notes by ChatGPT. Sometimes it feels that way, doesn't it? I don't know. UI. The help menu entry for locking items is now localized in all languages. Newly purchased items from the Atomic Shop will now correctly appear in the new section. The Ghoul Dance emote should now correctly appear in the MISC category of the Atomic Shop. Level 50 character boost will now correctly appear unavailable after it is purchased. Fix an issue where some player titles were not formatted correctly in localized versions. The message in the confirmation dialog for dropping a Hellstorm missile launcher will be more correct if the corresponding recipe is known. Updated the help message to state that environments are dangerous for humans specifically. The Myers environment is dangerous for humans. Equip a gas mask at the first sign of toxic air. Equip a hazmat suit before entering water. Updated the name of the glowing jester's Fashnot mask. Okay. Fixed an issue that could cause overlapping buttons to display when naming a character in the character customization menu. Never noticed that. And I've started a lot of characters. I've never noticed any problems. Ghoul foiled perk card should no longer display a special background square that overlaps the animated background upon inspection or when scrolling the perk card catalog. Fixed incorrect silo code pieces display names. Ooh, I wonder if we'll be able to crack a silo code now because it's been broken for a long time, because the code pieces are just showing just like a bunch of gibberish. So yeah, I wonder if the code pieces that actually might be worth trying. Known plans in the player's inventory will now sort to the top of the list. Thank you very much. About time. Add a description for the Yao Guai rug in all localized languages. Sneak HUD stays active when legendary fanfare animates. Fixed an issue that could cause the Pip-Boy to display 0 hit points for a player below 1 but not quite dead. Okay. Canned grilled fish should now properly display the buffs gained. The icon showing that a player was hit by cryo effects now correctly displays as a debuff. Improve the way titles interact with map markers on the paper map. Not sure what that means. Fix an issue that could cause black bars to appear when viewing the public team goal screen from the social menu. Fix an issue which could cause the item selection highlight to jump to the top of the list when scrapping. Oh, the scrapping bug. Yes. Fixed an issue that could cause submenus to appear empty if a player selected the inspect repair option more than once. Perks are now sorted into their own group in the status tab. Oh, okay. Explosives, grenades, quantity on the HUD is no longer incorrect after closing the raid's reward screen. This sentence is the second time we've seen that note. I guess they want it to be really important. What's a legendary fanfare? Never mind. Yeah, I don't know. Known issues. All right, here we go. Known issues. Blood and Rust season items not appearing under the new section of the build menu. We are aware of an issue with Blood and Rust camp items not appearing under the new section of the build menu once claimed. The team is working towards a solution. Headhunt target Cletus Brimstone is doing more damage than expected. We are aware of 2 issues with the headhunt target Cletus Brimstone. When his fire attack is triggered on a server, players in the forest region will also be effective. Oh, that is hilarious. That's funny. So if you're in the forest and you just suddenly catch on fire, it's because of some battle going on in the Burning Springs. That is amazing. I hope they never fix that. That's so cool. Jeez, sorry. Just the thought of players just walking through the forest randomly catching on fire. I find that hilarious. Although probably a lot of them are going to be new players and wondering what the hell's going on. But anyway, that's funny. That's funny. I hope I experience that. I hope I get anyway. Additionally, the additional enemies present are using incorrect weapons, resulting in players taking much more damage than designed. We have identified a fix for a future patch. There you go. The flamer. Oops, sorry. Yes, it's the ultimate weapon. It just kills enemies that are just wherever. It doesn't matter if they're in range, whatever. I just shoot fire and everyone burns on the map. Various Unicode characters and crafting requirements block Chinese, Japanese, Korean, or Russian players. All right, so if you're Chinese, Japanese, Korean, or Russian, you may have issues with players with these languages. Will notice a string of characters in the requirement box of the various crafting menus in the game. The team is aware of this issue and are working towards a solution. We apologize for the inconvenience and please stay tuned for more information. Missing text from some terminals, holotapes, and other interactables. We have discovered an issue with the text within various lore-related holotapes and terminals across Appalachia and Burning Springs. You may come across some of these items that may not be working as intended while the team is working on a fix. So yeah, if you're reading, I wonder if that includes like the patch notes, some of the incorrect text and missing things. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, there's the patch notes. I like the hilarious ending with this fire, Cletus Brimstone. Yes, that's great. That's awesome. He lights people in the forest on fire when he's in Burning Springs. That's great. But yeah, that's the patch notes. As far as when the servers are going to be up, I don't have a clue. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, everyone, good luck. Good luck out there in the Burning Springs. Thanks for tuning in. But I am out of here, so have a good rest of your day.